Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. It's been a little bit since my last one, especially I kind of had a high frequency release schedule going on there for a little bit in May. But anyways, I had to get back to work, get some shifts in. You know, I got to keep the bank from coming and knocking on the door, you know. So here I am back again. I got another day. My wife is working, so that means I get to be home, and here we are. So on today's video, today I want to get back at the rabbit house. As I've discussed in previous videos, I want to get pretty much some little skylights put in the roof of the rabbit house, and then finally it should be ready to bring up into the rabbit coop, put it on that platform that I got made, and go forward from there. But before that happens, I need some more supplies. I need some probably little 1-inch or 3/4-inch screws for putting the plexi onto that sheet of plywood without having screw heads for the rabbits to poke themselves with. All little things like that. Nothing big, just a little bit of wood glue, and restock my supply on the Gorilla Glue, you know, on the Donkey Kong glue. So there's that, and I'm kind of excited for this video, I'll be honest. In my head, you know, this may be a pretty fun video, or it may not be by the time I'm done with it. We're going to find out together, aren't we? But I'm going to take you guys out. We're just going to do the morning chores with the animals. I typically don't film the morning chores. I usually just get up there and bang those out without taking the camera. But I'm feeling like taking you guys with me this morning, so we'll go out, let the chickens out, and take care of the rabbits, feeders, and waterers. And at that point in time, this video just may turn into a moto vlog, because we need to go to Home Depot, and it's a good enough day to take the bike. So to my long-term viewers, a little double whammy here today. So let's get outside, get the chores done, and we should get on the bike right after that. Let's get outside. Alright, so back in the garage again. Hopefully you enjoyed that little session on doing the morning chores, the animal chores. Not a lot of work, but at the same time, you know, you've got to be consistent with it, do it every day, because those animals rely on me and my family to be alive and have water and food and everything, all the necessities of life, you know. So other than going up again later on and collecting the eggs, because it's a little bit early, they're not all done laying right now, but I'll go up this afternoon and see whatever eggs are there, and I'll collect those and bring those down. That's pretty much our daily routine, other than closing the door later tonight when the chickens go to roost. So that's our routine. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I say, it takes a little bit of effort to capture all that on film, and hopefully this all turns out well during the editing process and kind of brings you into our world a little bit on just maintaining these few little hobby backyard animals, you know. And at the same time, you should be able to see through that video that it's really not hard, right? To have a little bit of food, security, sustainability, and, you know, collect eggs, raising rabbits for protein, meat, and in a pinch, you know, you can eat your older laying hens when they stop laying. So, you know, all these things lead to security, sustainability, and, you know, just an insurance package for your family to make sure that they're getting nutrition that they need in hard times that we're going into. And we'll probably talk about that a little bit now when I get on the bike and we go to Home Depot. So without further ado, let's bring the bike outside. It's a little bit chilly out, but I'm going to try and go dressed as I am and go get a few supplies, and we'll come on back and hopefully do a bit of work here in the garage. But I think we should probably have a little chat on the bike and just see where you guys are at with the way things are in the world. If you're, you know, if you're blissfully unaware, maybe you are aware but don't know what to do. I don't know, maybe you are being proactive right now and you're just coming here to get ideas or joining our journey. But things are looking bleak. It is what it is, all right? Things are looking bleak. Food supplies, food shortages within the next year are probably going to become commonplace, but we'll talk about that more as we get on the road. So yeah, let's get out there. What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Here we are, back on the road. It's been a while, long while, since we did any kind of a moto vlog. But you know what? I figure the time was right. The time is now. So let's get into it. So I'm not sure how this is going to go, to be honest with you. My camera has been acting up a little bit. I think it needs a new battery. It's a chilly day, and the battery doesn't seem to enjoy chilly days. It drains itself awful fast. But I hauled out a USB power pack, charging pack, and hopefully that'll get us through this ride, get us some footage. But as for now, we are heading to Home Depot. I need some supplies, as I mentioned before. I need some, probably just 1/4-inch screws. I got it written down anyways what I need, and I'm hoping that I'll get there, get that, some wood glue. I think I need some hinges, a few other odds and ends anyways to finish up the rabbit house. So that's where we're heading. But it is, like I say, it's a windy day. It's probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 degrees Celsius out. But the bike is heating up and giving off some heat, so things are pretty cozy. And we're going to head on to Home Depot, enjoy this ride with you guys. But what I was alluding to earlier is we are in some really messed up times, don't you think? Like, very messed up. Just like I'm going to do to this guy right here. He's going to be messed up. But we need to discuss what I'm doing and what we're all doing. Like, what are we doing in the state of the world right now? People are slowly starting to talk about things, and I mean slowly. Like, we've been talking about this stuff for years, ever since the beginning of the pandemic, I think, about you know, where society is going, and you know, the separation and ostracization of people and their beliefs, and you know, levels of control, and really the outcomes of what this pandemic is doing to society as a whole. And it seems like it's only lately that people are finally starting to engage. I don't know if that's just based on what I see and what I watch and talk to, but it seems to be not as taboo as it was in the heat of things, you know what I mean? So here we are getting into more widespread knowledge of consequences of gas prices, supply shortages, shipping bottlenecks, lockdowns, and you know, you're not as much a conspiracy theorist as you would have been called only months ago, really, if you were to talk about these things and how it could quite negatively affect everybody. There's global problems now, right? We got Ukraine thing and Russia, and you know, in the greater scheme of things, that's actually a blip on the radar, despite it being a major humanitarian crisis. So what can we do on our level of things? Well, we can pretty much just take care of your own and work within the influence you have, which is within your own family circle, and protect your family as far as, you know, your bills and food and you know,
heat, and you know, the basic needs of life. What's that? Food, shelter, water. Right? These are the things that a lot of people out there are not dealing with well now, not alone if things continue on the rise like they are. So you know, we're in for some hurt as a society. Like, there's a lot of people that are well off and are going to be able to afford higher food prices and all that stuff, but you know, society as a whole is not going to do so hot. You know, you got to think about those that aren't able to do those things as comfortably as others, and that's where, you know, some of the things on my channel are going, as far as preparations and, you know, trying to teach and share and learn, and I don't know, just try to build resilience. You know, it's we need to get resilient as a society and go back to some older ways and get some older ways of thinking back into the mainstream, so that people don't hit the wall when you know, stuff really hits the fan. So like I say, I don't want to get too deep into this. This channel isn't meant to be political or alarmist, so you know, I don't want to go there. But at the same time, like, when you got the president of the US himself saying to expect food shortages, like, the conversation pretty much gotta happen. Like, people need to start opening their eyes to what's going on, and you can't just stay in your bubble of unawareness as these things play out. So you know, hopefully you're all being aware, and you know, start doing your research. And it doesn't even take much to do research anymore now. You can go to mainstream media, they're even starting to talk about these things, so you know that it's progressed pretty far when mainstream media is willing to publicize about this stuff, right? But here we are, Home Depot, one of my favorite stores, and it's definitely done me well over the past couple of years since we started getting into these projects, and you know, my more adulting life now as a father and professional homeowner. You know, these are the state of things that we're in, and getting used to projects and being comfortable going to a home supply store like this is gonna be needed for people who are still playing child, you know, not playing unawareness. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say or how to say it. It's, you know, I try to say a few things here and there on the channel and hope that you kind of grasp what I'm getting at. I'm not going to be your local corner conspiracy guy, but I will, you know, pass along information when I see it and have a chat, and maybe someone will be like, oh, what's he talking about? I should probably look into this. So yeah, anyways, I'm at Home Depot. We'll see what else we can talk about on the way back home, but I'm going to go in and get some supplies, get those screws, and have a quick look now what I'm here to get. Hinges, staples, screws, wood glue. Alright, pretty simple stuff. Alright, so here we are. We're here. And let's get in there, get the supplies, and get back on the road. Alright, so I'm back with you guys again. I got the stuff I came to get. So it's in my backpack. We are ready to ride again. But I was thinking the whole time I was in the store, and I was like, I probably should have been more prepared for this moto vlog, but it was pretty spur of the moment, I'll be honest. But I thought I was going to be a little more able to express what I was thinking. And I'm coming to realize a lot of it is more of a feeling than expressive words that are easy to put out there, you know? And I think that's the biggest thing is we're noticing more and more people are getting that feeling now. And so the conversations are beginning, but it's the same thing as this vlog. It's like the conversation, you want to have it. You want to have pieces of it. You want to see what people have to say. But you really don't know how to say it. Right? You got this feeling that the conversation needs to happen. You just don't know where to start. And, you know, it's kind of what I've been getting at since I started with raising chickens. It was the feeling that, you know, it's time to start getting some of those old ways back and practice and, you know, try to learn. And I think that's kind of what I'm trying to get at in this moto vlog, is just for those of you out there that are getting the feeling that you need to have this conversation, I feel you. You know, welcome aboard. But it's not an easy conversation to have, because, you know, like, we're all coming from different places, different levels of money and prosperity and backgrounds, and, you know, most of the people that watch my channel are kind of just family, friends, and you know, they're not typically people that I'd have this conversation with, and they probably don't even know what I'm talking about, to be honest. But I just wanted to get out here today and just try to put a few words in a video that maybe would trigger the conversation, you know, and whether it's just had in the comment section on a video, or maybe it prompts someone I know to have an in-person conversation about it. And, you know, why am I raising chickens? Why am I raising rabbits? Right? Like, when I tell people I know, it's like, oh yeah, we've taken our rabbits and harvested them. And they say, what? You harvested your pets? I'm like, no, like, they were never meant to be pets. They were a backup plan, and we're practicing. I don't want to get at the point of really needing to rely on that food source to keep my family going without practicing it, and you know, how to raise them and process them. Right, you know what I mean? So I don't know, like, I think people will begin to have that conversation more as time goes on, especially when you got people like the President of the US talking about supply shortages of food, and right, like, that pretty much should start the conversation. Like, what is the President of the US getting on about this food stuff? After 2 years of a pandemic, of feeling dead in your house and depressed and anxious, and just to get out here and feel alive, under control. Anyways, this is my escape. I don't know what you guys have as your escape, but finally into this season where I can really just stretch the legs and feel the air and just feel alive and part of this world again. And I hope you guys have an outlet that you can tap into as well to feel like this, because it's so needed right now. Good stuff. It's good stuff. I don't know how to put it into words. But we're all needing this. Just need to feel alive again, because media wants you afraid, the world wants you afraid. Whether it's COVID or monkeypox or murder hornets or cicadas, or it's all out there. It's paralyzing people. Right, antidepressant prescriptions and everything are through the roof. At least half of my coworkers probably are, including myself, are on antidepressants and anti-anxiety meds. It's a problem. We're all so used to fear right now. And now the world is turning into something where we should be legitly concerned. But we're all kind of oversaturated with fear to the point where you don't know how to begin to prepare. And hopefully by following channels like mine and others in the same arena, you can start putting little preparations into your life to help ease the troubles ahead. There's more trouble. It's going to get worse before it gets better. More and more people are accepting the fact. The conversations are starting, whether this is new to you. The conversations have been happening for 2+ years, and unfortunately most of the media and everything don't want you engaging in these conversations. And as you watch prices of gas, oil shortages and everything work its way into effect, you're going to start seeing it come into affect your lives. No matter how prosperous you think you are, it's going to affect you at some point. And I don't want to be Mr. Doom and Gloom. I'm trying to be Mr. Reality, if anything. And I hope that you're all kind of coming along on this journey. Start getting your stuff in order. Start putting your plan Bs in place. Hope that you don't need to use them, but you're better off to have your plan B in place and not use it than to need it and not have it. So that's pretty much where things are. The canary in the coal mine is dead long ago. That's all I'll say. So, get out there, read up, do what you gotta do to see what I'm talking about. I can't go into it all. I can't summarize it. It's just, I've been partaking and researching this for years now, since the beginning of the pandemic, and starting the projects that I have and expanding on them and trying to get them done quickly and efficiently, so that they're in place. And if you're watching my channel, you're probably starting to get to that point where you're like, okay, what's going on? What can I do? Or maybe you just stumbled upon this channel for a review of something. I don't know. But conversations need to be had, guys. I'm sorry. They need to be had. So that's it for this Moto vlog. We'll see you guys in the shed. And we'll carry on from there and see what today's project brings. See you there.
Alright, so we're back in the garage. What are you thinking so far? Is this video a bit deep for what you thought it was going to be? Maybe it is. But, you know, like I said, these conversations got to happen now. You know, you can still be ahead of the curve, but the curve is getting a bit tight. Alright, you're getting to a point now where, like I say, mainstream media is starting to pick up on these things. That's going to start spreading awareness among the general population. So the advantage that you have by being ahead of the curve is starting to dwindle, and you know, supplies and things like that are unfortunately going to start getting bought up. So if you're watching, there's still time, but I don't know, just pay attention to things, you know, read up a bit. I don't know what to tell you. But you really need, like I say, put the plan B's in place and just be aware, open your eyes, move past the fear that's been put into you over the past couple of years, the fear to speak your opinion, because, come on, we all know in the past couple of years having an opinion was not a good social experience. Right? We all know that people are quick to react, quick to reject any idea or thought that was different than what was being pumped out. So, anyways, enough of that. I hate talking about it. I really do. I wish that you know, there was just more general awareness going on. You know, if you want some topics, look at the droughts in southwest US, California. You know, look at the basins down there, Las Vegas. Look at fertilizers, prices of fertilizer, prices of diesel. You know, just general food chain stuff that affects it all, right? You can't increase the cost of input without increasing the cost of the output. And, you know, try to lock in your prices today, because they ain't going down. So, and make things cheaper, right? Try to make things cheaper. Grow your own meat, right? I used to enjoy getting a tenderloin, say, at Costco. Cost about $100 at the time. We'd chop it up into steaks, vacuum seal it, freeze it, enjoy it the whole summer long. The same tenderloin now is about $250. So, like, you know, meat is not, and good wholesome protein is not as affordable as it used to be. Like I say, I just don't know, like, how far do you want me to get into this? I'm not going to go too far into it, because it's been said for 2 years. The information's out there. You just kind of got to embrace the tinfoil hat. Embrace the tinfoil hat, because you know what? The tinfoil hat has been correct. And it's time to put down your judgments, put down your segregation of people with different ideas than you. It's all turning out to be different than we thought. Right? Alright. Rabbit House. The everlasting Rabbit House project. Let's get back to it. Alright, last thing, I swear it is the last thing on this Rabbit House is some nice tidy little skylights. That's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to start measuring out the lid, try to make things a bit symmetrical, and I got some plexiglass there. I got to see how much of it I have to see what size skylights I can make. And I'm going to make 4 equal holes in the roof, get that caulked on and screwed on, and we should be done for today. So let's get into it. Hopefully I haven't lost all my viewers by now. You know, hopefully you're a bit more intrigued than you were at the beginning of the video. And if it does intrigue you, consider sharing the video with your friends. Right? Send them a link to it. Let them, you know, if you don't know how to start the conversation by saying, you should watch this video and tell me what you think. Let's talk about it. Let me be your conversation starter. You know, let it be. Okay, let's get to work. It's enough of that doom and gloom stuff. Alright, so the first thing that I'm doing is trying to find some form of symmetry. I got the roof centered up right now into where it's going to be when the hinges are applied and it's attached. So basically I'm just going to be finding the middle of the doors, going straight up, and I'm going to make a little pencil mark where the midline of the door meets the roof. And then I'll take a square and transfer that down about midway through the roof itself. Center all that up, use some form of a template, and go from there. Right? It's going to be kind of rough. I'm not being super engineer-like here with this, but you know, trying to make it somewhat nice. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Just find the midpoint of each door, transfer that up onto the edge, square that back, and then find the midpoint of that square line, and then do a, it's likely going to be probably a 1 foot by 1 foot window, is what I'm estimating from my plexi. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that now, and try to get the outline done, do some plunge cuts, do some plexi cutting, and we should be good. Let's go. Okay, so all of that I just did was basically finding the center points for each skylight. So now I have my plexi. Alright, I'm going to measure this, see what I got to work with. And I'll start with the shortest side first. That'll pretty much give me my decision right away. And I'm working with 23 3/4 inches. Let's see if that's the same the whole way around. 23 3/4. So I'm not going to get a full 2 feet, right, of or 1 foot by 1 foot. So I'll see what I got now lengthwise. And I'm at 32 inches. So I'm not going to get 3 feet that way. So I'm probably going to get, I would think I'll do a 10 inch by 10 inch skylight. And then I'm going to want probably 1 inch of overhang on either side for attachments with screws. So I should be cutting these at 9 inches. Now the only thing is I need a template for tracing out a plunge cut square. I'm not going to use my plexi because plexi is going to be cut at 10 inches by 10 inches. Whereas my template for the hole is going to be 9 inches by 9 inches. So I'm just going to find a piece of plywood and I'll rip that at 9 by 9. center that up on my markings, trace around it, and that'll give me my plunge cut hole dimensions. But the plexi looks to be in good shape. A few scratches here or there. Don't really care about that. And yeah, I should be able to get 4 pieces out of this, no problem. So I'm going to need my table saw because I want to be kind of precise with this. So I'll get my table saw set up. I'll probably do it outside, to be honest, just to keep the plastic chips and everything out of the garage. And so I'll meet you outside. I'm going to do a little 9x9 template. Okay, so that's my 9x9 template made, but I need a way now to line it up so that it is, in line with the markings I've made on the roof. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my 4.5 inch mark from both sides to get my center point of this board. So I'll make sure now I got a good read on my center point. Alright, so it's right there. And I'm going to drill a hole through that center point so that I can see the center point that I've marked on here. But one other thing I'm going to do is mark 4.5 inches on top and bottom, and I'll line those up with the lines I've drawn on the roof. So I'll line these markings up with the line on the roof, make sure I can see the center point that I've drawn on the roof through the hole that I'm going to put in my template. Then I should be good to trace it out. That should give me a good looking hole. Okay, so that's it. I got my line up markings there. So I'm going to get a drill bit now, drill out this center punch that I just marked. And then at that point I'll be ready to line it up and trace. Okay. There we go. At this point now the template should be good to go. So, see if I can get you guys a good angle. We'll see if this worked out as planned, which I sure hope it does. Okay, so this is about as good as it's getting now. So basically, I'm gonna look through this hole and see the markings that I made for the center hole right here. This little star that I made, which was at the 15 inch mark of a 30 inch line, and I squared all this up with the doors. Okay, so right now I can see that perfectly in the middle. So I'm going to line this mark and this mark with the line that I made, like that, and that should be it. That should be my little window. So I'm going to go ahead and trace it. And there we are. It's my little skylight. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that 3 more times, and then we'll get ready to do some plunge cutting. Alright, so it's at this point in time now we do the risky business. skill saw time. Now, by rights, I could drill a hole in each corner, use my jigsaw, probably have a little more control, but my sister has the end of my jigsaw right now, so I don't have it here. I've done these plunge cuts before, I'm not afraid of it, but I will be taking my time, making sure the blades lined up on these lines perfectly. And I'm going to be cutting to the inside of the line, right? These lines are exactly at 9 inches. I don't really want that extra 1/16 or so outside, because I want as much surface for screwing the plexi on as I can get. Alright, so I'm just delaying. Let's get to it. And again, I'm going to haul the guard back manually out of the way, so be nice and careful if you're doing something like this. And let's... oh, another thing as well. These skylights are not big enough to hit the walls, my dividers inside, or the front or back walls. These are right in the middle of each bay. So that's why I got the lid still in place. And I feel just fine cutting down into it. I'll just use my leaf blower and blow the sawdust out afterwards. There you go. Let's do it. Alright, first one done. My ears are ringing, so I'm going to get some hearing protection, which I forgot, of course. And I got a handsaw for doing the final corner cuts where need be. There you have it. That is the first skylight done, minus the plexi covering, and turned out quite well. Like I say, I'm just really taking my time with these plunge cuts, trying to get them nice and precise and square, and I think it turned out alright. So I'll set you guys up, do a little fast forward of doing the last 3. I wish I could fast forward the process for myself, but unfortunately I gotta do the slow and methodical way. But I'll catch you guys on the other side, and then we'll be heading back to the table saw to cut out some plexi windows, and then we'll get to attaching it. So here we go. Alright, there we have it. 4 skylights complete. Well, not complete. We got to put some plexi on it, right? And my good old friend, the caulking, right? We got to get that on there as well. So let's head out to the table saw now. We'll take the plexi, I'm limited on plexi, so I'm really hoping that it'll cut nicely. The sticker is still on most of it, hopefully to hold it together and keep it from cracking. But there is some section of it there that does not have sticker on it. So, and the blade I'm using is the default blade that came with the table saw, which isn't really fine-toothed at all, very coarse. So, anyways, let's go outside, see what happens. Hopefully I don't need to go buy more plexi or try to come up with another solution for plexi. So let's go on outside now and do some cuts. Remember, 10 inch by 10 inch is what we're doing with the plexi. And I'm kind of reminding myself with that sentence. Let's go on out. And there we are. 10 by 10 inch cuts are done. They're not all ideal. A few little minor cracks and stuff like that, but nothing I'm going to be crying over. Alright, so I'm going to have the fun task of peeling the stickers off of these. Alright, easy peasy. And it'll fit into place there with the assistance of a little bit of caulking. And we'll put some screws in that and be done. That'll be our skylights complete. So I'll go ahead, do that now. Like I say, it's just, and I will pre-drill my screws in the skylights just to try to avoid cracking with the screws. And the screws that I picked up, I'm hoping they'll be good, but they're these 8 by 5/8 inch particle board screws. I don't know, that's what I found anyways. Hopefully it works. And this is quite satisfying, peeling the stickers off. Kind of like when you get a new electronic with the plastic over the screen. So I'll get the last sticker off here now, and we'll get to installation. There we are. So we got 4 of those ready to go. I'll get my caulking gun loaded up there now and start applying a bead. Anything, like I say, excessive with the caulking, I'll scrape off after it's set. Not a big deal there. Same as if it goes down into the window itself. I'll do that as well. The only thing is my drill bit, when I pre-drill, if I'm in a hurry without letting it set, will probably get full of caulking as well. But again, don't care. Okay, so I think that's all the description I really need to give you. I'm just going to get into doing it, I guess. And we'll see you when I got the skylights attached. Okay, enjoy. Okay, so the skylights are now in place, and just from talking out loud with you guys, I have decided to let them sit for a while. I'm actually going to let them sit up at least a half hour, maybe an hour. Maybe I'll go get something to eat or something like that, just to pass a bit of time, because I don't want them moving around while I'm pre-drilling and screwing. So like I say, just from discussing it out loud on camera here, I've decided, instead of rushing into screwing them on, I'm going to let them sit. I think that'll end up with a better seal, the caulking will set up better, and it'll be an easier pre-drilling time as well. So that's what I've decided. So for you guys it'll be a couple of seconds. For me it'll be an hour, maybe more, we'll see. I'll probably go up and play with the bunnies for a bit, and we'll come back, get some screws put into this plexi just to tighten it all down. The caulking will hold it in place good enough, right? It really seals well, but at least 4 screws in the corners, or maybe 8, 1 in each middle and 1 in each corner. I think that'll be quite sufficient, but it'll be set up and better for pre-drilling when we come back. So we'll see you on the flip side, and time for me to go enjoy an hour or so, maybe tidy up a bit as well. See you right back here. Alright folks, so it's been, I want to say, almost 2 hours since I finished up the caulking on the plexi, and it should be set up enough now to drill some holes and get the plexi attached permanently. So I'll bring you guys in, we'll start doing some pre-drills. I got a small bit on this, probably 3/30 seconds, something like that I think it is. And hopefully I can get this in the right spot without cracking the plexi up too bad. And like I said, I'm going to aim for about 8 screws per plexiglass, 1 on each corner and then 1 on each side. So we'll see how that pans out. Like I say, I'll bring you in closer now and have a look. But one other thing I wanted to mention, during the 2-hour break I went in and I did some video editing, and I've noticed that for a good portion of this video in the garage here, I've been pretty much smacking my face with gum in my mouth, not even realizing how much I was just chewing away. So if you never noticed, you can probably go back and you'll see, but it was a bit overboard I think with the smacking of gum. I never even realized that I had it in my mouth really. But I do have a reason for it. Basically I was a smoker for 14 years, and when we were going to have my daughter I agreed to quit smoking, but the consolation was that I would pick up vaping, because as it was seen as a lesser harm alternative. So anyways, I vaped for nearly 9 years, and when I hurt my leg and everything, and I was a bit paranoid over, why would my muscles be giving up so easy on me. Anyways, I started to make some better decisions, and I decided to quit vaping. And I may even show you guys, I let the kids have a hammer each and safety glasses each, and I let them go to town beating up my vape. And I've been free of that ever since, but as a substitute I am using nicotine gum, and it's working out quite well. And in case there's anyone interested, I am using Lucy as a nicotine gum, and I've seen it on one of my favorite YouTubers do it with Dan. Used his code and got a little discount on it, and I've been using it and it's been working really well. So like I say, I'm into about 3 weeks or more now, quit vaping. Don't intend on ever going back to it, just trying to make healthier choices now that I'm getting older, and really trying to milk out as much time on this earth as I can get. So there's that. So please excuse all the smacking of gum earlier in the video. I never realized how bad it was until I was just editing, and figured I'd just mention that, tell you why. But as for right now, there's no gum in my mouth, so we're clear for now, and I'll keep that in mind for next videos. Alright, so let's get into it, drill some holes. But before I do, yeah, I'm going to put in a bit of footage of the kids breaking apart my vape, and sayonara to that. So yeah. Oh, and before I do, one quote that has helped me with a lot of changes in life and stuff, and I kind of keep it coming to mind. And it was from a reel on Instagram, and basically it was something along the lines of true change only happens when you're sick of your own BS. So that's exactly where I was at with that. And you know, if I got to use the gum for a while, so be it. I'm glad that I'm not vaping. So if there's any of you out there looking to quit or make healthier choices of your own, I'm doing it. So far so good. So best of luck to you. But let's continue on. Alright, so as you can tell, this video is super long, but it's, I don't know, this video is turning out to be kind of a passion project. You know, I'm just kind of throwing everything in there. Hope you guys are enjoying it up to this point, and hope you're not thinking I'm too much of a crackpot at this point in time by sharing some of the stuff earlier in the video that I did. But, you know, just trying to do good. That's all I can say. So, good luck to me with these holes. Let's go. One down, 3 to go. Alright, time for the moment of truth. If I shatter my plexiglass, I'm going to be as gentle as I can, but we'll see how it goes. These screws may stretch it out, we'll see. A few little cracks in it. Probably could have went a bit bigger with my pilot holes. Alright, so I got that done. Couple little minor cracks, but nothing that I'm worried about whatsoever. And finally, skylight and the cover lid is done. The rabbit house is done. Just needs to get it up into the coop now and get it on site. Order some more feed baskets and water bottles, and this thing is fully equipped and ready to rock. Whew! Thankfully that is done. Anyways, this video is super long. Like I say, it turned into a little bit of a passion project. Like I say, in the beginning of the video, I was a bit excited over the whole video. I kind of had the whole thing in mind, how I wanted this to go, how I wanted it to flow, and it's really evolved into a video that I'm proud of. I've seen a good portion of it already, editing it together, and I'm quite pleased. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope if you're not subscribed, you would think about subscribing and continuing on with our journey. We're just getting into the thick of it, and like I say, if you think from what I've said that I'm just a crackpot, that's fine. I hope I am wrong. I really hope that I'm wrong. But with all the indicators out there going on now, I think the possibility of being wrong at this point is getting a bit slim. But again, I will continue to hope that I'm wrong in what I said today. So anyways, hopefully it struck a chord. Hopefully there's someone out there that needed to hear this, and if that's you, it's not too late. Start getting preparations and preventions in order and do your thing. You know, start learning. It's never too late to learn, and you know, if anything, it'll just be extra skills in your back pocket, and you could use them at any point in your life. So never stop learning. But that's it for this video. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, and probably don't expect anything of this magnitude for a while. Probably a bit simpler stuff, but I really put my heart into this video. I hope you see it. Hopefully you appreciate it, and hopefully it's convinced you to help the channel to grow, and subscribe and watch and like videos and all, whatever it takes to trigger those algorithms to help these channels spread. And you know, the more it spreads, the more content and time I can take in making the content, and hopefully that's where this goes, because I really do enjoy making these videos, but there is a cost of time away from my work and family to do them, and all I ask is for you to support me and support the videos, help them to grow, and in the end maybe I will have more resources and availability to continue to pump out good content and more content. So there you go, long-winded video. Sorry for all the chats and rambling, and I'm continuing to do it to this very moment. But until next video, when you'll hear me ramble some more, I hope you're happy, hope you're healthy, take care of each other, and peace out.